The next construction is an angle bisector. As you know, a bisector splits an angle in half. And we are not using a protractor. We are going to use the compass and the straight edge again. Now in construction 1, we created an equilateral triangle. In construction 2, we copied an angle. Now we're not really drawing a picture. Instead, we are splitting this angle in half. This one's pretty basic. So our objective here is to construct a ray that bisects angle ABC. We are usually going to be drawing a ray because we're using the endpoint B as reference, and we're going to draw a line that goes in this direction. That is a ray. So to start it, using B as the center, and what you could do on your paper is just draw any angle that's similar to this. Doesn't have to be perfect. Once you have the angle, using B as the center, draw an arc of any radius length that intersects ray BA at P and ray BC at Q. Now they don't have to be called P and Q, but we're going to call these points of intersection P and Q for this reference. You can certainly use P and Q if you want, but it's not required to use those specific letters. So we put the compass at P. We're going to spread the compass a little bit, not too much. It doesn't matter what length, remember. And using the compass, draw two arcs. You're going to draw one here on ray BC, so that intersects. Keeping the same radius length, move over to ray AB and draw another arc that intersects. Now move the compass out of the way, and at these points of intersections you should label the point. So ray BA, we said we're going to label P, so we're going to call that point P. And ray BC, we said we're going to call point Q. So we'll put those points here. You have to label the points of intersection. Okay? Now don't erase anything. Now using the same radius length and P and Q as centers, draw two arcs that intersect. And you're going to label that intersection. Here's what I mean. So you're going to go, take your compass, keep it at that radius length, move it to Q or P first, whichever one you want. And somewhere towards the middle of the angle, you're going to draw an arc from each of the 2 points. So this is what I'm talking about. So draw an arc from Q, a nice big one just so that you have it, and then spin. Well, I might actually have to flip my compass. So I'm going to go to P, and from P, I'm going to draw an arc that intersects the one I just drew. Okay, so that is a new intersection. And as we know from before, we have to label every intersection. We're going to call it D, just for this argument's sake. You can use any letters you want, but let's call it D. And then, using your straight edge, draw ray BD. I have my handy-dandy tool, so I start from point B, and you're using your straight edge to draw a ray through D, and you have successfully bisected angle ABC using a compass and a straight edge. Remember, keep all markings. That's something that I haven't talked about in the first 2 videos. When you make the construction, do not erase anything you do. You keep all of the markings and all of the points because those are also checked.